Hi guys, welcome back to Coffee Morning Laughter. It's your girl Shit, it is.
Hey, and it's Shell.
Shell's here as well. Guys, yeah, I know you've all heard him before.
Yep.
But he was so good that we had to bring him back, yeah.
Hey.
And I know people are asking, is he available now? Is he not?
No comment.
No comment, yeah. I'm going to let him
Wow.
introduce himself. He came on, he gave us knowledge that other time, and I'm hoping people took that knowledge
Yeah.
and used it, because I know I did.
Yeah, and same here.
Because of him, I'm making better business decisions actually. Yeah?
Mm.
So without further ado, Mr. Rags is back.
Yeah.
Yay.
Big up.
Big up, yeah. And this week he's not even wearing that Louis Vuitton socks. He's wearing a Gucci one. So he's back. Rags, thank you for coming back.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
cool, man.
We thought we'll have you back because you were such an inspiration.
Yeah.
And there were bits that you touched in the last podcast that we thought like, oh my God, you'll be so good to come back and speak to us. Because of it, you can confirm me and Michelle are women.
Yeah.
I would hope
I
so.
can confirm. Definitely confirm.
Yeah, confirmed, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's only so much we can talk about
Yeah.
for men.
Mm.
And to have a man like you who's actually experienced a lot of things, yeah, I think it's always good to get your opinion,
Yeah.
to get your voice in, and to kind of like talk to us a little bit more about what's happening in society
Yeah.
and how men are being impacted, yeah. So without further ado, Michelle's going to give us the little title.
The
for today.
title.
Yeah.
Excellent. So today we're going to be talking about, are men more likely to make extreme decisions based on testosterone?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's a word that Michelle had to learn still.
It's not testosterone. It's hard to pronounce, harder than it
You
thinks.
know, I was telling you about my English failing me, but trust me.
She had to call me out on that,
you
yeah?
have to really practice that.
Testosterone.
It's not texting. No. Yeah. What is testosterone?
So obviously testosterone is like the male hormone in men that kind of... Well, actually, no, there's testosterone in females. So it's meant to be the hormone that actually makes us more aggressive,
Oh, okay.
you know, or more man-like. So there's higher levels of testosterone in men.
Yeah.
And then obviously females have the higher levels of estrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're trying to transgender into something else.
Trying to change, yeah. But the English has
The
returned,
English
has
will
left
be-
her.
English has gone, because I've got a degree.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
So you would need this, yeah?
Yeah. So for women that want to transition to be a man, they will take testosterone boosters. And obviously for ladies or for men that want to transition to females, they'll take testosterone blockers and higher levels of estrogen.
Right, so guys, this podcast is not about that today, so we're going to come back to all of that, you know, how you can change your gender.
Yeah.
I was so cheeky.
Yeah.
But what's it? So, Rags, we're back again.
Yeah.
And that's you.
Yeah.
You're a guy, you're a man.
Yeah.
How do you manage your testosterone?
Probably going to the gym, keeping as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
But within testosterone as well, as I said, you have to have a lot of thought process, so you don't really let the testosterone overlap, or you just don't let it create your decisions. Do you know what I mean?
You know, when you're talking about this testosterone, you know what's coming to my head, yeah? And it's going to be so irrelevant, yeah?
Yeah.
Think about Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, he's a normal man, and then he gets so mad, and he goes into this green thing.
Yeah.
Is that what happens to you guys?
You're so silly.
Yeah, no, possibly. Like, sometimes you do become the Incredible Hulk, because that's what happens within men. But it's all about kind of like figuring it out and knowing your body.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
and when we talk about our body, just to be clear as well, so testosterone is the primary sex hormone and anabolic steroid in males. In human, testosterones play a key role in the development of the male productive tissue, such as the testes and the prostate, as well as promoting secondary sexual characteristics based on, or such as muscle and bone mass and the growth of body hair.
Thank you, Google. Now that we know what it is, yeah, and all you listeners, if you didn't catch it, Michelle's going to read it again at the end of the song.
I'm really not.
Well, you can play it back, just rewind it a little bit, yeah, because you need to know what's in your body, really. I think this conversation came about because, like, we're talking about decisions that, you know, men go on to make, how they respond to certain things, and, you know, it's a lot. It's happening quite a lot where people are using this as like, oh, it's my testosterone is up, so I can't react like this or react like that. Because if we look at crime, it's because we blame it on having too much.
I think that what would I say? Crime is just based on
Mind.
I think that basically I compare society to the basketball NBA league, and what it is if you don't help, basically in the NBA, if you're the bottom team, you get the first pick out of the best players in the world. I mean, in the whole country.
Okay.
So what they do is, in order for them to keep competition rampant, they allow the rubbish team in the league to pick the best player in the whole country, like coming up. So what I say is, if society at the top doesn't actually say, do you know what, we want to help the people at the bottom in order for them to be able to learn, read, and develop, and be able to create their own jobs or just be ambitious, then.
So, and this goes back to a lot of social work theory in terms of systemic practice. So if we look at the fact that we are all interlinked, so crime comes about, the criminals, we are still all interlinked to the bankers, to royalty, to each part of society. We're all systemically linked, and we all have a part to play in keeping society functioning as it is now. I was reading something, the Poor Man, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, and it talks about how...
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, sorry.
Thank
you. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yeah. And it was talking about, again, about the links and the points and the roles in which all of us play, and about how, the schools design us to want to go into university and learn, to pay taxes, and then the taxes are what keep the queen going, and it's just a vicious circle.
Vicious cycle. The thing is, David, we need to break the narrative within our community, especially because, as I said, there's a lot of people that are super ambitious in our community, but they think to themselves as they can only do one thing.
Yeah. So see, the thing is, then does that raise like does it impact on how kids grow in the local areas? So I'm not talking about kids that go to Eton or these great schools or private schools. I'm talking about schools that
the inner London boroughs.
In the London boroughs. How can we change what that looks like?
The thing is, they've got a.
Because there's a lot of factors that impact why.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna zone in. On boys.
Okay.
Because I've got a man here.
Yeah.
And I want to ask certain questions. Yeah?
That's fine.
What would make a young man go out and commit a crime, a knife crime, or a robbery? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, maybe, from my understanding, I could say something's missing at home.
Yeah. The thing is, sometimes it's due to the company that they keep.
Okay.
Because I think that in each, what I realized is when we were growing up, my family was probably more stable than a lot of other friends' families, and my friends were robbing because they felt they had to. Okay. But I never. Do you know what I mean? And then my other friend who had a decent family was just cahoots into it because he just wanted to be cool.
Right,
do you know what I mean? So there's it's all down to individually to them. It's all down to individual mindset
choices. And I think that sometimes there's, I wouldn't say a need, but sometimes in terms of poverty, and there's some people that I've worked with a lot of young boys that literally they're robbing for food, or they're robbing for clothes or for trainers because they simply don't have the food or the trainers at home. Yeah. Obviously, there's some that are then going out and just doing it for bravado, to look big, to feel like they need to fit in. So there's many different reasons, but
I think so. It's kind of like it's your moral compass that we're discussing here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think your moral compass, I would say, it's made up from what is around you and what's being said to you at home. But even though you're coming from a good background, or you've got great parents or whatever, if there's something lacking in the household that society deems that needs to be had, you might be pushed into.
For sure.
I don't think a lot of females get into criminal. I'm not. It's gonna sound really wrong. I'm not trying to stereotype this. Yeah. But I don't think females get into criminal activities to that extent. Yeah. That would maybe end them up being imprisoned, or maybe there's leniency
Yeah, there is a society that definitely leans to, more towards women. I think because
in terms of conviction.
in terms of
100%,
convictions.
yeah.
Because the thing is, I feel that a lot of men influence women to do certain things, so that's why. Do you know what I mean?
Because obviously, if a young boy now goes out, commits a crime, possibly beat somebody up, rob somebody, they might end up in jail depending on the age.
Yeah.
And then this is where we were having that talk of like the testosterone lives in jail.
Yeah.
So when that guy now comes out of prison, his whole setup,
Yeah.
mindset is different.
His mindset is
And
the prison system doesn't develop no one
No,
whatsoever.
it
It doesn't.
needs
It doesn't.
reform.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't reform
serve
anyone.
It doesn't serve a purpose.
It doesn't serve a purpose. It's just there in order for it to keep the money flowing.
Yes.
okay, has anybody in this room been to prison?
I haven't, but
No.
I have family members.
Okay.
So you know a bit more.
Yeah.
Shell, so
I've had family members, and I've worked with the majority of my young people. Unfortunately, the borough that I work in, a lot of my boys.
so
Yeah.
you guys have got strong views about the prison
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because you're from South London.
No.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot, Shills. You're an idiot.
Just wondering, there was so.
All these little digs,
Yeah,
she does them all the
yeah,
time,
yeah.
man. I hear them.
Yeah. But tell me about what your experiences have been, because obviously when I've had a cousin who's been to prison.
Yeah.
I remember like when he came out, like he got into a fight with his brother, but I don't know what he experienced in prison. Yeah. But the fight was just like really random to the point that we had to go and hide into the. We had to run. Myself and my don't, please don't. And the accent came.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, please, this is the house of the Lord.
Yeah.
But he was ready to go for his brother,
Yeah.
and we all hid in the living room. Now, I don't know what kind of anger, what kind of issues he faced in prison, but it changed him because it does something else for everybody else. Some people come out changed, and they don't want to go back to that kind of lifestyle.
you know-
Like you said, you've had family members that have
Yeah.
been in prison. What was their take?
So the thing is, my brother he was telling me the kind of the story of him going to prison, like as in he got convicted, went down into the court, they took away his shoes and clothes and everything else, gave him another pair of clothes, but then he told me they gave him an injection,
What?
regarding tuberculosis or something. That, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, yo,
So we had no choice.
something is fishy.
Yeah.
So
Do
we
you
had
get what
no
I mean?
choice.
You have no choice. You don't have no choice.
Because they don't want TB to
Yeah,
spread.
so you don't have no choice. But the thing
Do we
is,
know if it's the TV?
amen. See that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if
Do we
it's.
know it's TV?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen,
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not about to have a COVID vaccination
Yeah.
conversation all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it, yeah. How can you? Because by the time you go into, well,
Yeah.
if you've been racist, you already had that injection.
Yeah.
You should have,
Your
yeah.
brother's already had that injection.
Yeah.
So he didn't need another one.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you know, like they a lot of people get it, and what they do is they strip you naked, hands on your head, open your mouth, then you have to squat naked with your hands on your head, and then
Make sure.
Nothing is being
falls
concealed
out
on
and
your
that.
bodies, yeah.
And then they like put a mirror underneath your bum.
Yeah, to make sure that.
Yeah.
Make sure nothing's being held
Yeah,
in
so
there.
like it's just demoralizing. The thing is,
Yeah.
you're going into a place that you've never been before, and there's just they literally strip you of everything. So
It's very dehumanizing.
Yeah.
The process is
Yeah.
extremely dehumanizing.
I don't want to speak out of term, yeah, but it's when you're describing what you're describing, yeah, it's when I've spoken to people that have been raped, and it's like that's a lot for a man, not even just a man, even a woman,
Yeah.
to go through, like in prison.
yeah, it's heartbreaking. Like honestly, but the thing is, that's why I'm always like, when there's convictions to do with money, like it should be less
Treated
like
differently.
it's treated much more differently and much more lightly, depending on the case, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If
I
it
think
was
that-
money heist, what would you
to be fair, it's only money. At the end of the day, it's only money. That
yeah.
they've-
They actually ended up letting them
yeah,
go.
if you hurt anyone physically, or do you know what I mean?
So that's a different.
Yeah, I think that's
thing, yeah.
different. That is different.
because it's one blanket fits all
Yeah.
at the moment.
The whole prison system is there, and they do. I think they purposely do things like that to dehumanize you, strip you of your identity, and just break you down.
Yeah.
They want to break you so that you don't go in there and try and do any macho or anything like that.
Yeah.
They want to make you feel as less of a person. It's a tier service. The guards and the security, whatever, they're above you. It's talked to, not talked with.
Yeah. And I think, so when we're talking about when a person then leaves prison, the whole mindset is set up and coming back into society, it can.
The thing is, you are locked up for 23 hours of the day, and then you might get an hour out for lunch and everything else.
When you say out, is that out into the fresh air?
Yeah, it's out in the fresh air, maybe to get lunch or whatever, but...
What do people do in prison?
The majority of them read, watch TV. So yeah, it's just.
Have you heard of that statement where some people say, "I'm better off being in prison"?
Yeah, that's what society in England have slightly changed into now, because it used to be an American thing where they used to say, "I'm better in prison," this and that, but now I feel that a lot of people in London, in England, are now saying, "Oh, I'm better in prison because, it's hard out there." Do you know what I mean? And
I hear that a lot because in prison, council tax obviously stops.
Yeah.
All your bills.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bills.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Because then you have to come out here and you have to get a job to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But in prison, you're getting a meal every day.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting fed every day, and then you're getting snacks, and then you might have a little job as well. So.
Job, make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
You go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then.
I still think for me, obviously on this podcast we talk about a lot about mental health and trauma.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the young people I know, you talk about young people coming out of prison and being changed. And for me...
I'm both sides. Do you know what I mean? It can be a negative change or a positive change.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah. Okay.
I wanted the negative change.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously, you guys are from South London and you've seen a lot.
Ah, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
All them blog pages that I see, made you think.
Yeah.
All you lot are from South London, you see a lot. So the negatives.
So for a lot of, like I said, mine's are young people. So I work with kids under 18. But in terms of, I see the changes in, you talked about a family member and the fight, and that whole fight or flight, and I take it back to trauma. So when we look at trauma, we're looking at something that has changed you emotionally.
But all my other cousins said was, you can't have my drink.
Yeah, but for him, that could have easily been a
Maybe
trigger.
somebody in prison took away his drink.
So
Yeah.
So the thing is, as you said about trauma, I can't slam the door without my brother, because it reminds my brother of the prison door slamming. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh my day.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
The system don't care. The system doesn't care in any way, shape, or form.
I'm like, yo. When my brothers told me that, he's like, don't slam the door. So I'm like.
And how long ago? And is that?
So he done 2 years in prison, and I think he done it from 2016 to 18, mid 18. But yeah, so you just know that the prison system isn't working. But the thing is, I honestly think that they've designed it in order for the people in the lower tier of life to
stay there.
Yeah, to stay there. And the thing is, they are given that. Like, I didn't know no one who was in jail for life, and there's so many people now that I know for life, 20 years plus. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I can't even believe it. How did we get here?
That whole what's that, guilty by association? When you've done something, you can just be with. So I know someone's brother who was with someone who stabbed and killed someone. He was with them. He didn't do it. Everybody knows he didn't do it. He was just with them. But he's now doing life because he was with them. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's it called? I need to get it up.
Appeal it?
No, it's this thing that they're doing, joint enterprise. Joint enterprise. And it's so important. I tell all my young people, watch your company, because that's how my friend's brother is now doing 20 plus, and he's probably done about 7 years now.
Yeah.
And he was like 19.
The thing is,
young.
I just tell a lot of our people in our community to look into law.
I'm telling you, know
the
your
thing
rights.
is, to look into law, because okay, there was a guy, he was caught with kilos of weed.
Yeah.
He said, this is a social supplier. So I basically collected money from you, and we went to buy it and we wanted to smoke it for a party. The conviction goes from 4.5 years to suspended sentence of 8 months.
So instead of supply,
Yeah.
so instead of a dealer, like I'm a big old dealer, to
We're not trying to let you know.
Yeah, so yeah.
But
I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying.
Have knowledge.
Yeah.
About what
Yeah.
your rights are.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Brax has more knowledge of it.
Yeah, so I learned from the East London guy.
I would have said, "You want to illegally search my car?" I would have got, you don't know.
Yeah.
I got 99 problems and
Yeah.
ain't one. But imagine if you don't know your rights.
even the stop and search. I
Yeah.
tell my young people, my brothers, all the time.
Yeah.
Learn your rights in stop and search. Why are you stopping me? You're allowed to film at stop and search.
Yeah.
They can't stop you from
Yeah, because
filming.
they're filming you also. So
Exactly.
Guys, you know what? This is a 101 on how to.
No, but it's the system isn't built for us.
yeah, no,
It's not.
What do you get in a room of two South Londoners?
no, wow.
As two
mastermind.
social workers, we're helping you.
No, I
No.
really like this though. It's a real conversation, and I think
No,
young
because it's,
people
yeah, but they need to hear it.
it.
And obviously, if for those of us that remember Braggs' story from what he shared,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
was convicted.
convicted of a crime he didn't commit, and
Yeah.
the impact that it had on his life. And we thank God, you know, he's done amazing things with it,
Yeah.
but it could have been so
Could have
different.
been worse.
It could have been
So
bad.
different.
It could have been bad.
Because I can't imagine, you know.
I'm even glad that it happened to me and not none of my friends, because some of my friends are like, they're in a
That's
bad
it.
way.
Yeah.
They're in a bad way. And the thing is, some of them got even arrested a bit later for less things, and then they became career criminals. And
Because that's
you know
all
what I
they
mean?
know.
Yeah.
Imagine they said career criminals, CC.
Is that okay?
Career criminals. Yeah, listen, I really like Braggs, you know, yeah, because
You're learning a lot.
it's just teaching me. Yeah, I'm in the wrong borough. Or I'm on the wrong ends. Yeah. So career criminals, I'm talking to you now. There's a lot of things that we can do. Yeah, because there's a lot of workshops that are
Yeah.
out
So
there.
much.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to belittle the experience, but I would like to think that's not the life you want.
No.
Forever.
Nobody
No.
wants that life.
So I think it's our job here, like as a unit that we are in this room or on this podcast as we are, is to identify areas of support
Yeah.
that we can actually signpost these people to, because not everybody wants to stay in that life here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got people that I know, like in East London, they take on ex-criminals for like, is it scaffolding work?
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so that they can get independent again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so obviously, it's going to be very hard to convince somebody who's making £1,000 a day to now come and work for £200 a day. But there are criminals that are not making that much.
Yeah.
The CCs
Yeah.
they're doing petty crimes that will land them back in prison, and you're not even getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
So I think before I heal somebody, I need to give them an avenue. Of
Yeah, of course.
How that healing's going to progress.
I tell you,
So I can put you in a counselling session, but how are you going to help me pay my bills?
I think for me, obviously doing social care and the other little things that I'm doing, I've learnt about how much money is out there for startup companies. Yeah?
Yeah.
Especially for young people. I just, even all this stuff that I'm seeing now, and I send them to my brothers, I send them to my cousins. There's so much grants, the Prince's Trust. You just apply, they give you £1,000 up to £10,000, £5,000. But they give you money to start. There's so much out there, but it's about just getting the right people to put it to your attention.
Yeah. I think this is a job for us in terms of, when I say us, for us who have grown up, who have seen
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we have the knowledge, and we've been able to either miss the misfortunes or gone through them,
Yeah.
and then been able to tell a different story. But some people don't even have a voice.
Yeah.
I like the fact that your brother can talk to you,
Yeah.
tell you the real truth of what he experienced, because some people don't talk about their experiences in prison.
Nah, definitely.
They can't.
You always got. I think you always got be able to articulate your pain. I think, and just try it. Do you know what I mean? Slowly. And I know sometimes our ego gets the better of us, but I realized when I started talking to more of my friends you realize that your friend was in the same boat. Oh, that's how I feel too. Do you know what I mean? So.
It's a me too.
We've done this. We've had our good old friend Victor. We've had like the men's.
Like, you guys should actually get together and do a podcast for CML. Guys,
all three of you. Men's special.
Because I think you guys could take over the podcast for
a session.
It'll be wicked for you guys to do, because I think you all echo the same thing. Like, you should talk to each other. You would know that I've been through that. I've been going through this. I mean, maybe next time I'll get a bird from South London that's been in prison.
A bird? You're an idiot, Sheila. I'll slap you here.
I love South London.
Ignore her.
Morley's chicken, I know that.
Morley's.
Actually, I'm a trap fruiter. So
that's it.
Trap
That's it.
fruits.
That's it. And also, women in our community, diet is very important, I should say, because all this chicken and chips that you continue eating. The impact, neurodevelopment. It's not feeding. It's not feeding good parts of your body. That's all I'm saying. So
say more, because you know what? We want women and men to hear.
So your diet is very key. I always tell everyone, eat as much fruit as possible and veg. Do you know what I mean? And drink as much water as possible as well. But like, I'm not trying to say that you can't have an alcoholic beverage. But why not make it with a fruit smoothie? Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Do you know, not with Coca-Cola or something fizzy or something. Do you know what I mean? So let's try to enjoy ourselves, but be responsible a little bit.
It's all about your mental health, though. Do you know what I mean? Because we're starting off talking about testosterone and what you put in your body, the courage, everything else that goes along in your body.
That's it.
Guys, I wasn't great at science, but that's my little bit.
Fair enough.
So silly. So silly.
No. But the conversation needs to keep happening. We need to keep seeing what's happening to our people, to the community, to society. Because when I say our people, I don't just mean black people, guys. Because, we're all brothers and sisters anyway. If it's affecting you, it could easily affect me. The argument will always be that maybe a person that's of non-colour would experience the prison system differently. But I don't know that because I haven't spoken
to a certain degree they will, but to a certain degree they won't, because they all have to undergo exactly what you described.
So I don't want it to be a segregated conversation. It applies to everybody, because your mental health is your mental health, regardless of what the colour of your skin is. So we're going to try and partner up, I think, more with you, Brags, to see what we can do for the communities. Even if we set out like a one event for the summer, to say, we're in this location, I'm coming to South London, I've got my bulletproof vest on, and we're doing mentoring sessions, so we're giving information out to, we can even bring lawyers together that can help people understand what the law says. Do you know what I mean?
Because the information is key.
That's the problem. We don't know what's out there. There's so much out there. We just don't know it.
Honestly, I really, really hope that, within the next couple of months that are coming along, I've said it on the podcast now, unless we don't release it. We should do something for the community.
Definitely.
And I'm inspired. I don't know much about the prison system, but I want to learn. And I want to share my knowledge and what I have with the people that have been through it, or parents that have experienced it, to say what can we do to help. So if reach out, speak to us. Again, we like to do our research on this podcast. So my job and Michelle's job now, and even the rest of the CML team, is to go around looking at avenues and agencies that can help people that have been through the system. So that you're able to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. And in the interim, whilst that's going on in the background, we, CML and Brags, will be working towards a project where we can at least have one day for the community. Call it a meet and greet, I don't know, but it's more about information sharing, talking to our community and saying these are the issues and here's what we can do together.
That's it.
Guys, it's been sweet but short. Brags, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the invite, honestly.
It's always a pleasure. Michelle, you're a treasure.
Thanks, guys.
Coffee morning after. We'll be back next week with another one. Take care. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Bye.